Hi, I'm Frank Furman, co-founder and chief growth officer of PadSplit. Today in this video, we're going to walk through how you build your pro forma for a PadSplit property and compare it to a traditional single-family rental. At PadSplit, we show our hosts how to capture and monetize underutilized space in their investment properties. Investors start with a property such as the 4-bedroom home on the left. Using our playbook, underutilized space such as a living room or an office can be converted into bedrooms, as in the property on the right, making it more profitable for the investor and more affordable for residents. Here's a breakdown. On the left, in a traditional rental, it rents for $1,700 a month after maintenance and property management, but before insurance, taxes, and debt service. The result is a net operating income of around $1,400. Listing as a PadSplit and renting those 6 bedrooms at around $600 a month, the net revenue is nearly twice as high at over $3,600. Even after maintenance, fees, management, and included utilities, the net operating income is nearly $2,600, an increase of 85%. This explains why investors are willing to put up additional capital. Even accounting for additional conversion costs such as furnishing the property, the return is simply much higher. Let's look at actual PadSplit properties. Here's one located in Decatur, Georgia. Our host purchased it for $128,000 as a 5-2. It had previously rented for just shy of $1,400 a month. He paid a total of $42,000 to make it rent ready and to add 2 additional bedrooms, including the one pictured. His all-in costs were $170,000. This property has been managed as a PadSplit for over 18 months and has averaged over $4,000 a month in top-line revenue. After utilities, maintenance, and property management, it has generated a net operating income of over $2,600 a month, nearly double the previous amount. The owner has since added 5 more PadSplit properties to his portfolio. Let's move to the other side of town, now to a split-level property in Atlanta. Our host purchased it for $138,000 as a 5-2. It had previously rented for $1,450 a month. He paid a total of $40,000 to make it rent ready and add 3 additional bedrooms and a bathroom. His all-in costs were $177,000. This property has been managed as a PadSplit for over a year and has averaged over $4,400 a month in top-line revenue. After utilities, maintenance, and property management, it has generated a net operating income of over $2,800 a month, which is an IRR of 22% and an unlevered return on cost of 12%. That's prior to refinancing the property. The host now operates over 25 properties as PadSplits, generating over $100,000 a month in revenue, with plans to add many more. In this video, we're going to dive into revenue drivers you can control as you consider properties and build your pro forma. In particular, we'll focus on pricing and the number of bedrooms. Let's begin. We're going to use Zillow for this example, but you can use whichever source you would like to look for prospective deals. Then we'll use our pro forma tool to analyze this prospective deal so you can do it too. When we're done, you'll be completely comfortable to evaluate a prospective property and build a simple pro forma. All right, starting at Zillow.com, we're going to look in Houston, Texas for properties available today. We're going to focus on the south side of town for the sake of simplicity. We're going to look for properties, yes, for sale, up to $175,000, 4-2 as a basis, and let's begin. All right, this one looks good. 150 is a 5-2. So this is on Bell Arbor Street in Houston, Texas. As you can see, it appears to be in pretty decent shape. Brick construction, solid surface flooring for much of the house. This is pretty promising. We'll look at a few other details. It's been listed for 67 days. His estimate seems about right. 1948 construction. All good. And we'll look for the rent history. Okay, rent is estimate of $1,400 a month as a traditional rental. Let's pop into PadSplit's Pro-Forma tool, which is available 21. So this is the Bell Arbor property we just discussed. It currently has 5 bedrooms. Can another room be claimed? With 1,800 square feet, it's likely that one can be claimed, typically living room or office or perhaps a dining room. The rent as a traditional rental, they said was $1,400. And the purchase price is $150,000. These two assumptions are pretty baseline, but you can change it as you wish. As a rule of thumb, in low-income rentals, your tenant may stay for 24 months, and it takes about 2 in a traditional rental situation to both turn and then release the property. Typical rate for property management, about 10%. Turn costs of $4,000 every time a tenant leaves and you need to move in a new one. Called an assumption of $100 a month for insurance. We also had a pretty healthy maintenance line of $250 as PadSplit. That includes your room turns that are happening when residents move in and out. We'll keep a pretty average rental rate of $145 a week. I don't know if any of these are shared bathrooms or private bathrooms, but we'll keep it there for now. And we'll assume for the sake of argument that you're paying $2,000 per bedroom to furnish and add any walls. So $12,000 additional rate to invest in the property up front. So let's go to the outputs and see what that nets for. So again, in the case of the traditional rental, if you were to buy that property and rent it out to a family, they'd be paying about $1,400 a month. Now, of course, they would cover the utilities. You pay for some maintenance on a monthly basis as things crop up, perhaps some lawn care, perhaps systems when they go out. You do some vacancy that 2 months after every 2 years that we discussed, and you'd pay a property manager to take care of it. And you'd be clearing about $1,000 a month prior to debt service and so on. But of course, you would be paying insurance, you'd be paying property taxes, and you would have turn costs that come up as the tenants leave. And so, in a given year, you'd be clearing about $6,500 a month, which is, again, unlevered prior to refinancing, a 4% return. So not bad, but not great. In comparison, listing as a PadSplit, again, you're investing that $12,000 up front to furnish it and take it from a rent-ready home into a PadSplit. But you'd be clearing on those 6 bedrooms about $3,700 a month. So even accounting for paying the utilities, and these are pretty generous budgets for it. Wi-Fi can typically be had for less than $90. $150 is a big water bill in Houston. So these are really conservative estimates. Again, the $250 a month, we're assuming double the maintenance, including room turns. You have, some vacancy allowance because some of those rooms will churn and people will move in and out. PadSplit fee, we're assuming you're paying a property manager still, not doing it yourself. And again, your property manager's happy because they're getting paid twice as much. But you're clearing net of much higher expenses, but because of the higher revenue, clearing close to $2,000 a month, which is nearly double. So again, given your higher cost basis because of the conversion costs, insurance tax is the same. Obviously, your turn costs are being amortized month over month and your maintenance costs. You're talking about a 12% return on cost unlevered, 3 times what you're clearing as a traditional rental. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope it was helpful. Feel free to head over to padsplit.com/hosts, create an account, and get started. Looking forward to working with you.